years. They already have all their customers. They're loyal. They're not going to move anywhere, right? Except the pissed off ones, right? And then maybe you get a couple of them. But the end result is really bad. So it's always about timing. So if you got back involved back then, many years ago, then that would have been a good business. But today, when you get involved in a business and it's not the right timing, you'll never make it. And I learned one thing in this industry, being in it for so long, that it's just like real estate, location, location, location. But when it comes to business, it's timing, timing, timing. Okay, so keep that in mind. And tonight I'm going to share with you an opportunity that the timing couldn't be better. Our presentation is very short, actually. It's about 35 minutes long. And what I'm going to do, since it's so short, I'm going to fill in the gaps a little bit and tell you a little about, share a little bit about myself, how I got started, why I'm in this industry, and why I shift to what's called a high-ticket program, because Una Premier is a high-ticket program, which you're going to understand through my story. And it's not going to take that long, but it's going to explain why I'm here and ultimately why you're here. Are you guys want to hear that story? Yeah, it's very short. Well, actually, my story started back when I was about 17 years old. That was over 23 years ago now. And my father, he was a CIA agent. Are you guys familiar with CIA? FBI, foreign identity kind of thing? Okay. Well, in simple terms, I guess for those who are not familiar with what CIA is, my father was a spy for the U.S. government. And my father, his income was really, really good back in 1957 when he retired. And as economy progresses, right, as time progresses, right, back, I think when we reached the year about mid-80s, early 90s, my father's income was not that good anymore. But back then when he retired, it was really, really good, right? But because of inflation, economy, right, cost of living becomes higher and higher and higher, that my father's income eventually became negative. And we were staying in Santa Barbara, California, one of the most expensive places that you could live out of the United States. And it's not only expensive, but incriminatingly expensive. This is where Michael Jackson used to live before he passed away. A lot of actors and actresses lived there. It's a very, very amazing place. And my father was $300 short every month by staying in a retirement home, in an old people's home. And every day I would visit my father. And when I would visit my father, to be very honest with you, it would absolutely break my heart. Here I am looking at a man, a very old man, that did his best as a single daddy to raise his son, and I think he did a pretty well job at that, you know, for a single father. And every time I would look at my father, being, you know, having it tear me up and eat me inside, seeing that this is the way he's living, I would look at my dad and I would say, Dad, one of these days, I'm going to take you out of this hellhole, and I'm going to give you some real care, some real loving care, professional care. And my father, he would look at me and he would smile. He says, oh, son, that's very thoughtful of you. Thank you, thank you. And my father, he would basically only ask me a series of questions. Every time that I would see him, he would just ask me, every time without fail, he would say, son, now you tell me, son, how are you? How's life treating you? Are you okay? And I would look at my dad and I would smile in return. I go, oh, Dad, don't worry about me because you know what? I am fabulous. My life is so good. But little did my father know that I was living out of my 1965 beat-up rusty Volkswagen in the back seat of my car for a very, very long time. And this was my life. Barely making it by. There'll be days I go without eating food. Even up to 48 hours without eating, drinking nothing but water. Life was just so very difficult, but I did not want my dad to know that he didn't do a good job in taking care of me, and I also didn't want him to worry. But one day, on a day off, I was downtown Santa Barbara State Street, walking downtown. I ran into a friend of mine, a black girl, and this is where my whole life began, actually, because of this black girl, a friend of mine. And as we saw each other, she says, Johnny, oh my God, it is so good to see you again. How have you been? And I said, well, I'm okay. She goes, well, where are you at right now? Where do you work? I said, well, you know, same old place where we used to work together, the same J-O-B. Are you guys familiar with J-O-B? Job? No, it's not job. It means just over broke, right? Right? J-O-B, just over broke. And that's such a true story, because I was barely making it from paycheck to paycheck. You know, and as I told her this, she goes, you know what, Johnny? My mom would like to have a few words with you, because when we used to work together, I used to tell my mom all kinds of great things about you. Can you meet my mom? And I looked at her kind of funny. I said, well, your mom? well, why does your mom want to talk to me for? She goes, come on, Johnny, can you not do that for me? Are we not friends? And I look at her and I say, you know what? Yeah, I guess we are friends. Okay, I guess I can do that for you since we are friends. So I took up her invitation and I go meet up with her and her mom on a weekend in La Mesa, California, just up the hill. And I was waiting in the parking lot, and as I was waiting for them, I see this Mercedes-Benz pull in, amazing, beautiful Mercedes-Benz convertible silver. That Mercedes-Benz cost over $500,000 at that time. And as they got down out of the car, I was not prepared to what I was going to see next, because the lady that got down, which was her mother, was like 6'2", 6'3", and she was wearing 4-inch heels. And it's look at me, I'm a small little thing, right? So I'm looking up at her, it's like David and Goliath, you know? She was just this big thing, you know? But real sexy and beautiful. And she was so drop dead gorgeous. And when she came up to me, she didn't come up to me and say, oh, hi, so you're Johnny Scofield, let me shake your hand there. No, she didn't do that. She did this little funky dance, like she was going to karate chop me, right? And looking down at me like this, I'm going, what the hell is she doing, right? And she looks at me and she goes, oh my God, son, you are so perfect. You're going to make so much money. Now, I didn't understand the perfect part, but boy, I sure understood the money part, right? And at that point, I took up her invitation, and guess what I do? I go home to my beat-up, rusty Volkswagen, and I take up my life savings, a little jar, a glass jar, and I run over to the bank, and I'm rolling up quarters, diamonds, nickels, and pennies. And by the time I'm done, I got $500.05. And what do I do with that money? I go out and I buy myself a business suit that cost me $480. I got $20 left. I take $10 of that and I put it in gasoline. Now all I have, the only money in the world I have now is $10 until I get my next paycheck from my just over broke job. I am completely flat broke. And as I appear or present myself at this location, this business, so-called business preview, and as I walk in through that door, I'm quite confused. Because I'm looking at people and I'm going, well, what's going on here? Am I even in the right place? Why is it that people are just dressed casual or smart casual? And here I am dressed in this full-blown business suit and tie. Something's not right. Right? What's going on here? They said business meeting. What kind of sham is this? Right? And after a few moments, I see my friend's mom and she says, oh, Johnny, you're here. Here, sit down right here. So they put me in the front row. Right? I sit in the front row, then this guy comes up and he starts talking, and he's talking about dreams and lifestyle and money and success, products, compensation, you know, just dreams, and everything that sounds so good, right? That pretty soon you see people all shaking their heads going, yes, right, yes. And it becomes so contagious that pretty soon you find yourself going, yes. Except me, I don't know what the hell I'm saying yes to, but I'm saying yes, right? Sounds good, dreams, success, money. I had no idea what this guy was talking about. And that was the first time I was introduced to network marketing, an industry that they say that you can't make money in, an industry that they say it's a scam. You know, I can tell you right now, it's the only industry I know that actually, the only industry that teaches you things that no education can teach you. No school can teach you. It's the only business I know or an education where it actually teaches you how to fail just so you can learn how to get back up and succeed. You get one of the best financial educations in network marketing, and not only financial education, but mindset. It teaches you how to become a better person, to grow. It's an amazing industry. And so guess what happened? I go out and next thing, well, this is what happened. After the presentation was done, the guy was done, and guess what? My friend's mom comes up to me. She goes, Johnny, are you ready to get started? And I look at her, and now I'm really confused. I look at her, and I look at that board, and I look at her, and I look at that board, and I go, I'm sorry, ma'am. Ma'am, I don't got $15,000. I don't got $10,000, and much less $5,000. And she looks at me and she smiles. She smiles. Oh, no, son, don't worry about that. We can get you started today as little as $500. Now, the moment she said that she gave me at $500, I was really in in trouble now. I look at my suit and I go, oh my God, I just spent $480 on this suit. I don't got any money. What am I going to do now? Right? So I was honest with the lady. I told her what I did. And she goes, my goodness, son, goodness gracious, who told you to go and buy yourself a business suit? You know how black people talk all funny, right? Right? Funny like that. And I said, well, man, you know, you told me business meeting, so I felt I had to look like a businessman, right? And that's what I did, right? She goes, oh my God, goodness gracious, what are we gonna do now? Okay, hold your horses, son, we'll figure it out, right? And she leaves, and she comes back 15 minutes later, and she says, Johnny, don't worry about a thing, because we got you all ready to go. We're gonna put you in the system. So you don't have anything to worry about. We'll worry about the $500 later. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. And she says, now, you know what you're going to do next, Johnny? I go, no, ma'am. What am I going to do? She goes, you're going to go out there, you're going to find people, and you're going to bring them here to this meeting. I said, how the hell am I going to do that? I'm only 17 years old. Who the hell do I know? You know, and I start thinking, and I start saying, you know, I start thinking about my coworkers at work, right? That's what we all do, right? Friends, family, coworkers, right? And I start thinking of my coworkers at work, and I said, wait a minute, there's something really wrong with this picture. Because if I am broke, they're broke, right? So I had to think outside the box. So all of a sudden, you know, I knew I had to do something, because you know what? I had a dream. I had a burning desire. And my only dream was one. And that dream was a promise that I made to my father. See, all of you, just like all of you, you guys all have dreams. But your dreams just got lost along the way with a thing called life. Right? So tonight we're going to talk about that, as we're going to show you how you can actually achieve your dreams. Okay? We're going to do that. And, you know, so what do? For the next 30 days, I go out there and I start inviting people. But I had to think, how am I going to invite people, right? So I started thinking, I got this great idea. I thought Barnes and Noble. So I started thinking about, you know, the bookstores, kind of like your power books in the Philippines. So I would go to Barnes and Nobles, and I would hang out in the legal section and in the medical section, and I would look at people that looked kind of professional, more mature than I was, that seemed like they were smarter than me, that knew something more. And I would start talking to them for about a minute or two. They're looking at me really, really funny. They're thinking, what is this child doing talking to me? Where's his mommy and daddy at? You know? I mean, imagine, I was 17 years old back then. Today I'm 41. Back then I was 17. Look how young I look now. Back then when I was 17, I looked like I was 7. Right? Imagine a 6, 7-year-old boy coming up to you, started talking to you, and wondering, you know, you probably wonder what's going on, right? And after about making small talk to that person with 1 to 2 minutes, monkey see, monkey do, right? I karate chop, right? That's what the lady did with me, right? Like, oh my God, sir, you are so perfect. You're gonna make so much money. And I do it just like that. And oh my God, these people, they were flabbergasted. They're looking at me saying, what is this child saying to me? Right? Where's his mommy and daddy at? Right? I mean, I look so young. Imagine a 6, 7-year-old boy come up to you and tell you you're so perfect. You're going to make so much money. You probably think he has some loose nuts and bolts up in his head, right? You sure would. But you know what? Out of curiosity, they showed up. They actually showed up. For the next 30 days, that's all I did is go out and invite. I did not know what I was doing. I did not know what I was talking about. I didn't present a thing. All I did was invite. And after 30 days of inviting people, I went out and I made $38,000. And I go out and I do another 30 days. And this time I made $45,000. And guess what? I was able to fulfill a dream. I took my father out of that old people's home and I put him in a professional nursing home. And it cost me over $7,000 a month. But you know what? I did not care. Because you know why? You cannot put a price tag onto the love that you have for your father, can you now? But I'm going to tell you, after the next 17 years, that's all I did was traditional network marketing. The time I became 19 years old, I made my first $1 million. And that time, about 6, 7 years ago, now this is where everything ties into Uno Premier, now pay attention. Because about 6, 7 years ago, I ran into a guy by the name of Bob. And because of Bob, this very day, never convince me to do traditional network marketing ever again. I may consult for companies, right? But to do the business, you'll never catch me doing traditional network marketing again because of Bob. And why is that? Let me explain why. My whole mindset changed. Everything that I believed and thought about network marketing completely changed because of Bob. Every morning between 8 and 8:30 in the morning, Bob would pull into the parking lot, and he is not driving $20, $50, $100,000 vehicles. No, no, no. He is driving vehicles that are like Maserati, Le Mans, Byron, you know, top of the line sports cars that cost over $1 million. You know, and he even has antique Ferraris that were sold or auctioned off over $6 million for one vehicle. And here I am thinking, what in the hell does this guy do for a living? So one day I approached Bob and I said, Bob, I know we don't know each other very well, except from hi, hello, how's your day, goodbye. But if I may, Bob, if I may, I would just like to ask you 2 questions today. And he looks at me and he smiles. He smiles because he knows what's coming. He's a businessman. He says, very well, Johnny, what's your 2 questions? And as I look at him, I look at his car in the parking lot, I look at him, I say, Bob, well, first of all, what I would like to know, for one, what is it you do? And secondly, how do you do it? Right? And he looks at me and he smiles. And he says, okay, okay. And he looks at my car in the parking lot. He says, well, Johnny, look, it doesn't look like you're doing too bad yourself, right? And you know, I have my Lamborghini, right? And at that moment, I look at Bob and I said, no, 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 no. Bob, now that's where I got to correct you. You see, unlike you, Bob, I cannot be boastful. You see, Bob, I got one, you got many, right? So he looks at me and he smiles. He says, very well, John. He says, from one businessman to another. Let's be honest with each other. How much money do you make on an annual basis per year? And I thought about that question pretty carefully, and I said, well, you know, Bob, if I had to take a close enough guess, I would say that I'm averaging between more like $800,000 a year. What is that, about 40 million pesos a year, give or take, right? And at that moment, he looks at me and he says, not bad. But you know what, Johnny? Conservatively speaking, take note, he said conservatively, meaning he does not want to say how much, right? He said, conservatively speaking, Johnny, I make 4 to 5 times the amount of money that you make. And I was quite shocked, but I was not surprised because of all the cars that he was driving every day. So I said, okay, Bob, very well. Now you tell me, Bob, what is it going to take for me to make the kind of money that you make? And he looks at me and he smiles and says, very well, John. He says, if you want to get in bed with me, not bed, okay? It's a business term, meaning in business, right? If you want to get in bed with me, he says, it's going to cost you $3,500. The moment he said $3,500 for me to do business with him, I was quite shocked, very shocked. In fact, after he told me that, I looked at Bob and I said, Bob, now don't get me wrong, Bob, $3,500 for me may not be a lot of money, but look around, Bob, look around. People are losing their homes. The mortgage industry has crashed. We're entering recession. People cannot even afford to pay a $200 monthly car payment. The banks are repossessing everybody's cars left and right, and you are here telling me $3,500? Excuse me, Bob, people are broke. Let me tell you right now, Bob, what I do is traditional network marketing. And you know what, Bob, if you want to do business with me, you want to tie up with me, the lowest level of entry is only $200. That's right, $200. The highest level of entry to work with me at the highest is $600, not $300, $600. And you know what, Bob? At $600, people complain. They say, $600, Johnny? That's a lot of money. Can I start at $200? Oh my God! You know what happens when they say they want to start at $200? I got to do all the things that every single one of you in this audience hates doing. And that's about network marketing. What is that? Recruit. Never ending recruiting, right? No wonder why many of you guys fail in network marketing. It is hard. It is difficult. It is not easy. I'll be the first to admit that, being in the industry so long. And you know, Bob looks at me and says, Johnny, pay close attention because I'm only going to say this to you one time. I said, okay, Bob, what is it? He says, first of all, what I do for one, it is easier. Two, it is faster. And three, there is no resistance. Now, the moment he said no resistance at $3,500, you got to understand, I was very confused. Because at $600, I get hell's a lot of resistance. People tell me $600 is a lot of money. So how is it at $3,500, he had no resistance? But because of Bob's credibility, the very next day, what do? I go to my bank and I take out $3,500 in cash. I see Bob in the next morning. I say, Bob, here's a 3.5. And I give him the 3.5. He picks up the envelope. He doesn't even bother counting. He puts it in his coat jacket, says, very well, Johnny, let's get started. To make a very long story short, I took Bob's system in my 17 years of traditional networking at the time, and I tied it in together, and guess what? I went from doing $800,000 per year average, just within 2 to 3 months later, I started doing over $300,000 plus every single month without fail. And ever since then, I said, I'll never, ever, ever go back to doing traditional network marketing again. And tonight, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to waste your time with another flimsy traditional network marketing scheme. I'm going to actually show you a system that can absolutely and completely change your life on such a magnitude that you would even recognize yourself 2 years from now. But the only thing is that you have to understand what it is, act, and run with it. Okay, so let's go into the presentation. I'm going to share with you exactly how our system works. Are you guys ready for that short presentation? Yeah. Okay, let's get started. Where's BJ? Where's BJ? We're live streaming. Oh, by the way, folks, just so you guys know, we're live streaming tonight. So we have international viewers right now. So that's why I had to call on DJ so we can get started here. Okay, well, introducing Uno Premier. First of all, Uno Premier International will be located in the heart of Bonifacio Global City, and its mother company now operating for the past 8 years with a proven track record of success with over 100 branches throughout the Philippines with achieved awards of business excellence in its networks. There's only two things that I want to point out here. Number one, BGC. BGC, Bonifacio Global City, is probably the prime location of the elite of where most of the most powerful businesses are located at in Metro Manila. So when you say BGC and you invite someone to come to your business office or to see a presentation or just to see what we're all about, the last thing they're going to think is network marketing. Because most of the time when people invite you to a network marketing business, what do they say? Hey, Barry, let me invite you. I got this great opportunity. Let's go meet Jollibee from McDonald's, right? Or Ortigas, right? Oh my goodness, you'll never be able to talk to an AD market and say, hey, let's go to Jollibee McDonald's there. Oh, really? Yeah, networking. Right? It's true, right? So imagine BGC. Second thing that I want to point out here is the mother company. Remember, we are not Uno, right? We're Uno Premier, right? But the mother company has over 100 branches, been in business for over 8 years, making billions of pesos a year. What does that tell you about Uno Premier? It tells you that the financial backing of our company is rock solid. So any money that you invest into Uno Premier, you do not have to worry that today the company is here and tomorrow they close shop. They disappear, right? You don't have to worry about that because we know that the financial backing is Uno and they've been in business for a very long time. You know how lucky you are to actually find a company that's just getting started and to know that the financial stability is that genuine, that strong. Because most companies, when you get involved in a startup company, you don't know if it's going to last, right? Maybe 2 months, 6 months, a year from now. So you're kind of afraid to invest any money into it because you don't know if it's going to go down, and then guess what? You ruin your reputation with all your friends, right? Here we don't have that concern. Uno Premier International has been specifically designed to cater to more premier market of business professionals, investors, owners, and entrepreneurs that fall within the A and B markets. Take note, we cater to people who have a different mindset. Business professionals, entrepreneurs, people that actually have what? Money, right? So now you're not out there doing a presentation in network marketing for 2-3 hours saying, "Hey, would you like to get in? 7,000 only." 7,000, sige, pag-isipan ko muna. Right? Right? Sayang ang laway mo eh. Right? It's very hard. So here we're dealing with a different type of market completely, all together. Okay? Here we have is William Barble, the visionary man of the company, the president. And then we have Herbie Chua, the vice president, right, which is right here. Then we have Oliver Chua, chief operating officer. They each have over 17 years of business and network marketing experience and excelling as top earners for other well-known companies in the industry now and own and operate the country's #1 most successful business model entrepreneurship. There's only one thing I would like to point out here. These are not three men who got together and said, "Hey, guess what? We heard that network marketing was really cool. Why don't we get some products and put our name after it, and let's go hire somebody to create some kind of pay plan, and let's stick it together with glue and gum, and let's throw it out there. Let's see who will take the bait, see who we can fool." Right? No, that's not what happened here. These are three men who came from the industry. They became top earners. They understood how difficult network marketing really is, right? All the tears and joys, how all the challenges of network marketing. And they said, they asked themselves one very important question. They said, you know what? After going through all those headaches throughout the years, what is it that we would like to see in a company if tonight we were sitting in your shoes? And that's exactly what they did. They came up with Uno Premier, and that's when the birth of Uno Premier came up. They created a program that doesn't deal with all the headaches associated with traditional networking when it comes to creating wealth. And we're going to go through that. And how amazing these three individuals are? Well, their expertise has created over 800 millionaires within the last 8 years, further validating their leadership and proven track record of success. This is unheard of in the industry. I tell people all the time, it does not matter if you're dealing in euro, yen, won, peso, pound, whatever currency, dollar, it doesn't matter. To create over 800 millionaires in the span of 8 years is not only unheard of, that is a phenomenon. Imagine that. Over 100 millionaires per year that they're creating. So the question is, do these three men actually know what they're doing in creating wealth in you? Of course. They're amazing, right? Countries of Uno Premier International business offices are expanding. Hong Kong, Macau, Singapore, Malaysia, Nigeria, United Arab Emirates, right? UAE, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah. Then we have Pakistan, United Kingdom, and United States. And we're barely even getting started there. We haven't even scratched the surface. We're not even in the infancy stages of baby crawling in these countries. So imagine how big your market is. And we all know that a lot of us have loved ones in these countries. Well, isn't it a great opportunity to invite them and get started? Because I'm sure they want to come home, right? They want to be with their families. Then we're expanding India, Canada, Australia, Japan, etc., etc. The list just goes on and on. So the timing could not be better, just like when we talked about the water filtration business. Right now is the timing. Products. The doctor of the future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs, but rather will cure and prevent disease with nutrition. The famous words of Thomas Edison. This is a very important statement he made, because we do know that prevention is better than cure. Why is that? A sad fact. This is in the United States alone, not counting other international countries. Did you know in the United States we kill more people in 1 year in the hospitals than we have killed in the 10 years in the Vietnam War? That is right, because of medical malpractice, wrong medication, or medicine that doesn't work, right? Wrong treatment. So here we have a solution, it's health. We prevent it before trying to cure it. And tonight I'm not going to go through all the products because I did promise you a short presentation, did I not? Right? But I will breeze through some of the products just to give you a short synopsis of what the product is. If you want more information on the products, get back together with the person who invited you. We have brochures out in front. For those who are international right now and watching this video, a lot of these products that are going to be introduced right now, you may not have it in your country. So get back together with the person who invited you and take a look at the products available in your country. But now what we're going to do is go through the 4 products that we have here with Una Premier in the Philippines. Right now we have the Legumes Cosmetic line. Okay, this is a mineral makeup with an opulence of 24 karat gold, which is an anti-aging makeup product that helps you with get rid of fine lines and wrinkles and beautifies your skin. And we know that gold products that are in the makeup industry is very, very expensive, right? And we do not know actually if those chemicals that they have in their makeup is harmful for us or not, right? Well, here, since we are a health company, we can assure you that our products are not only healthy, but they are safe, right? Secondly, we have the Sante 8 berries. And let me tell you how amazing the Sante 8 berries are, because the Sante 8 berries, the company, or the big 3, really got it together. They've actually hit a home run with this product. You know why? Because they were so smart that they took all the blockbusting products out of the industry that are highly in demand, the most amazing antioxidants, and they put it all together in one super formula. Products like acai berry, goji berry, pomegranate, right? Noni, mangosteen, watermelon, blackberry, blueberry, even the metabolic enhancer, green tea, they put it all together, and now you got a product that helps you with anti-aging, right? It helps you with your libido problems if you're a man, right? That's right. With women, if they have PMS, helps them balance them out at the end of the month so they don't deal with those menstrual syndromes as bad. It helps you with the fine lines and wrinkles and beautifies you by keeping you younger, by helping you slow down and reverse the aging process, right? And it helps boost your immune system so your body can actually fight disease naturally. So your body can do the job that it's supposed to be doing. Remember, our product doesn't cure anything, but it does such an amazing job in your system that your body starts curing itself, right? Okay. Then we have the Pro Cardio. Now, the Pro Cardio is a product that everybody should be taking, especially after ages of 35 and 38 years old and above. Even younger people should take this, especially here in the Philippines, because you know why? All of you guys have a very bad habit of liking to eat, what is that? Baboy. That's right? And did you know that in the United States, not counting other countries around the world, we know that 1 out of 4 people will die either of a heart attack or experience one, and secondly, a stroke. And that is a fact. So if you count and look around your audience, we know that 1 out of 4 here is prone to experience this. And that is pretty scary, right? Well, how does Pro Cardio work? Are you guys familiar with what a Roto-Rooter is? Well, this is what a plumber uses in the United States. When your plumbing gets so jacked up and plugged up, you call the plumber, he comes over to your house, and he puts a snake down your pipes, and it's like 15, 20 liters, and goes, takes out all that junk out of your pipes, and you got clean pipes. Well, guess what? This is how Pro Cardio works. It goes into your body, it lowers the bad LDL cholesterol, it lowers the bad triglyceride levels, it raises the good cholesterol, cleans out your blood system, gets rid of all that plaque and junk around your arteries, and guess what? Now you got clean pipes. Wow, so you feel like a young man, a young woman again, right? We all have loved ones and friends that have actually experienced some type of heart attack or stroke. Do we not, right? But the product that I want to talk today about, that I'm very excited about, is a product called NutriFat. How many people here in this audience would like to lose belly fat? Raise your hand. Yes. I'm here. Yeah, that's right. You know, I'm going to tell you something. Did you know that the diet industry is the most rampant, the most demanded, highest demand, the most sought out product than any other supplement in the industry, period? Because you know why? People want to look beautiful, sexy, macho. They'd rather take care of the problems the way they look on the outside before they address the problems on the inside. Do you agree with that? Right? That is true, right? Because, you know, we're all vain to some extent, right? Oh, no, I'm not vain. Oh, yeah, when's the last time you look in the mirror and says, oh, I'm beautiful, right? So we're all vain to a certain extent, right? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And, you know, I'm going to tell you, I was once in the United States, I was once with a company that did over $100 million on their first year of their product release on a diet product. And guess what? I took home personally about $1.7 to $1.8 million in less than 2 years. And you know what? I did that so stupidly easy. If I told you how I did it, you might even think that I'm bluffing. You know, the company was so smart that they created sample packs. Take note, sample packs. And all I would ever do every day is I would put my name, number on it, get a staple gun with that sticky note, stick it to that sample, and I'll go around and I'll give it to people. Oh, sir, would you like to lose some weight? Would you like to lose some belly fat? Would you like some energy? And I'll give it to women sometimes, and women sometimes get offended. What are you trying to say? I'm fat, son? Right? Like, oh, no, man, nothing like that. My goodness. And they'll walk away, then after about 10 feet away, hey, kiddo, did you say I can lose some weight with that? Yes, ma'am. Right? You have some, it's free, right? And you know, true story, I once gave this product to a guy named Tom, and Tom calls me the next day and says, oh my God, Johnny, I gotta have some of this product. Is this Johnny? I go, yes, sir. Well, who's this? Oh, this is Tom. Oh, hi, Tom, how are you? No, it's Tom, right? And I said, hey, yeah, Tom, how's it going? He goes, Johnny, you know, I gotta have some of that product. Can I buy some of that weight loss product of yours? Oh, buy? You know, I'm sorry, Tom, but I don't retail product. I don't have time. I'm too busy building my network. What do you mean by that? Well, you know, I just don't sell product, Tom. But I tell you what I can do for you. I can indirectly sell it to you by selling it to you at wholesale. Would you like that? Really, Johnny? You help me get it at wholesale? I said, yeah, that's right. I go, what's the catch? Well, the catch is I'll just have to invite you to a 35 to 45-minute business preview. Right? Oh, really? You know, I mean, how long is that going to take? Oh, not more than 45 minutes, under an hour. Oh, really? And Johnny, can I invite some friends along? Oh, you sure can do that, right? And you know, true story, Tom comes over to the next business preview. He brings several of his friends, and to make a long story short, not even 30 days, about 24, 25 days later, he's already created a residual, not one time, a residual income, monthly income of over $10,000, and he has over 100 people in his network just in 30 days. How did he do it? Monkey see, monkey do. Would you like some free product? Would you like to lose some weight? That's all he did. Because the product was so effective, so strong, that everybody just had to have it. And that's why the business just exploded. And today, Uno Premier has modeled themselves after that same exact concept by creating sample packs with NutriFat. You see these products right here? These are sample packs. And all you have to do is give this out to people, and I promise you, you give this product out to people, and within 6 hours, something's bound to happen. Okay, it's very, very powerful. But let's talk about some of the core ingredients and why this product is so amazing. Well, first of all, it's a pickled plum that has micropunctures, okay, that's infused with one of the strongest weight loss ingredients known to man. First of all, it has green tea extract, not just green tea extract, and that is very, very powerful. How many people here are aware how powerful green tea is when it comes to weight loss? Any of you? Have any of you have any experience in that? Well, I have. Before they changed the formula on C2 green, never mind the red and the yellow, but the green, back then when they had stevia in it, now it has corn syrup. It's junk now, right, compared to before. But when it had stevia, believe it or not, that's all I used to drink was C2 green, and that was my water. And I would just be shedding pounds. Every month I'm just losing that fat. So it absolutely green tea works. And the next additional product, the next ingredient our product has is pu'er tea. And pu'er tea it works in two very interesting fashions. The first way that it works, it lowers bad cholesterol, bad LDL cholesterol, and bad triglyceride levels. And secondly, it helps stop the production of fat. So it's very, very powerful. Third, it has a probiotic called Bifidobacterium lungum. Are you guys familiar with like yogurt or Yakult, right? Yakult has, right, microorganisms? Well, that's what this is. You see, the problem here in the Philippines and also in Asian countries, many of you like to take slimming teas, right? Like BioSlim, Cancunis, Bigger Lie, that's what I call it, a Bigger Lie, right? Why do I call it a bigger lie? Because in the beginning, it may do you some good, right? You go to the bathroom the next morning, you release everything. Oh my God, you know the first time I ever tried that product, Bigger Lie, the next morning I really thought I was going to die. I was like, oh my God, it was a nightmare. But eventually you get used to it, right? But I'm telling you, it was terrible. But the problem what people don't know is that the long-term effects of taking slimming teas is really bad because you get dehydrated. But what is another problem with slimming teas is that when you go to the bathroom and release all that junk, right, what else goes out with it? The good flora your body needs. So now when you take supplements or eat good foods throughout the day, your body is actually still starving because you don't have that proper flora or the suffice flora to metabolize and digest all that nutrition. So now every cell in your body is being starved. But with NutriFab flourishes your intestinal tract. You have the same results as going to the bathroom the next day, releasing all the junk without that, a painful feeling, just mild, very subtle, but it works. But it flourishes your intestinal tract. So anytime that you eat healthy, you take supplements, now every cell in your body is being fed and charged. Right? That's how amazing NutriFab is. And last but not least, our proprietary blend has the most amazing core ingredient that no plum in the market has, and that is Garcinia Cambogia. See, Garcinia Cambogia is probably the most amazing discovery in the last 50 years when it comes to diet and nutrition. It's the only product that has been released with such amazing results when it comes to losing and shedding pounds without additional diet and exercise. How many of you people here tonight would like to lose weight without additional diet and exercise? Yeah, a lot of you, right? Okay, well, I'm going to show you a 2-minute, 25-second video how Garcinia Cambogia works. Would you guys like to see that 2-minute, 25-second video? Okay, let's take a look at that right now.
Everybody wants to know what's the newest, most effective fat buster on the market that lets you burn fat without extra diet or exercise. Thanks to brand new scientific research, the secret that millions of people across America are using to shed fat quickly and effectively is a revolutionary new fat buster called Garcinia Cambogia, a pumpkin-shaped fruit plant from Southeast Asia. Garcinia Cambogia may be the most revolutionary fat-burning ingredient discovered today. New research has found that this strange fruit may be the miracle pill that lets you lose weight without changing your diet or exercise. Garcinia Cambogia inhibits the production of new fat in the body, and when the body is not making fat, it's burning fat. Scientific research shows that people using Garcinia Cambogia lose 2 to 3 times more fat than with diet and exercise alone. Not only does it help with weight loss, Garcinia Cambogia also helps emotional eaters by increasing serotonin levels in sleep, elevating mood, suppressing appetite, and preventing new belly fat. So Garcinia Cambogia acts as a true dual fat buster. First and foremost, it suppresses appetite so you are not hungry. Second, it prevents fat from being stored by changing fat into glycogen for energy that your muscles will use when you exercise. To demonstrate, here's an example. When you eat food, your liver enzymes turn all of the sugar, fat, and carbohydrates into fat cells, and your fat cells swell and absorb this fat and get larger and larger, which is the cause of belly fat. Garcinia Cambogia blocks these liver enzymes and creates a new pathway to move the sugar, fat, and carbohydrates into energy. By doing this, you prevent new fat from being formed, and your already swelled fat cells begin to shrink and convert that stored fat into energy. This new ingredient is a revolutionary new product the world has been waiting for, and has been touted as the holy grail of weight loss.
All right, now take a look at these next pictures of these certain women from just a matter of weeks. As you see, the results very powerful. Just a matter of weeks. And here we have from sexy to sexier, right? And then, like I tell people all the time, that if you Google it, you'll see that there's people that weigh over 300, 280, 300 plus pounds, women and men. And some of these women that weigh that much, today you look at them, you think that they belong in the FHM magazine. They're absolutely gorgeous. Very powerful what this product can do. Okay? Look at that. That alone, look at that. Amazing, right? Very, very powerful. Okay, now let's take a look at the compensation side of this and see how you can actually benefit on the financial side of this business with our great products. The richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work, according to the words of Robert Kiyosaki. Take note, networks. Now, there's nothing wrong with employment. We know that many of you here have probably been high-powering jobs. How many of you here today belong to the employment sector? Please raise your hands. Okay. Well, did you know that you fall, regardless of how much money you make, good, or it's either good money, bad money, or whatever, whatever you would like to call it, but you guys belong to what's called you guys belong to a product called the 40-40-40 plan. And what is a 40-40-40 plan? That is 40 years of your life working for someone else. 40 years of your life that you're going to be building somebody else's dreams, not yours. And 40% of your earnings is going to the government. That's right. Right? When you get your check, there's a deduction, is there not? When you go buy groceries, put fuel in your car, pay your utility bills, there's also deductions. There's VAT, right? And taxes that you pay. Right? So you're actually giving probably more than 40% to the government. Okay? But today I'm going to show you what I call the 18-month plan. Okay? And it sure beats the hell out of working 40 years of your life building someone else's dreams. So let's take a look at that. Okay? First of all, when Premier International, your global business starts here. What to expect? You get a professional online back office where you could access your business from anywhere in the world as long as you have access to the internet. Your own personal replicated website that we'll be introducing in the future. Right now we have a replicated for store site, but eventually we'll be introducing a marketing site where you would have your own link. Like, for example, sir, your name is Wendy. Okay, so it'll be like www.unopremier.com/Wendy. Right? So Wendy will go out and give his link to someone, maybe in Qatar or Dubai or Korea, and they'll see his website and say, wow, this is amazing. And they'll see Wendy's picture and profile, and they say, I think I want to work with this guy. And they'll pull out their credit card, and Wendy now has a partner who could probably be in the US or in Korea. Right? And that's how that works, a global business. Business tools and materials, which we provide to you for you as well. Video seminars and conferences, especially if you're here in the Metro Manila area. We have business previews 3 times a week from EDSA Shan, New World Hotel, sometimes EDSA Shan, Makati Shan, and then SMX Aura, the gig, right? BGC. Leadership, support, and training. Now this is very, very important. You see, many of you here in this audience tonight have relatives or friends known as OFWs, right? And there's only 2 reasons why they go work abroad, just really 2 reasons. What are those 2 reasons? Number 1, they go work abroad because they want to help their families back at home. And secondly, they want to save up money, enough money, so they can come back to the Philippines and open up a business so they never have to return back abroad, away from their families. Now here's the dilemma. For those who are able to save, which are very few of them, and these are people that have probably been working out there for 5, 7, 15, 10 years. And guess what? They probably save anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million pesos. They come home, and guess what? They try to open up a business, and 97% of them plus, 97+% of them will go bankrupt and lose all the money that they saved up for the last 7, 10, and 15, 20 years. And they'll lose that within the first six months to a year. And they close shop, and guess what? Their dreams have been shattered. Now they feel that they have to go back abroad, and some of them are too old to go back abroad. But guess what? Why did that happen? Well, very simply put, because a lot of them don't have the financial knowledge or education on how to run a business. They don't have a support system, a leadership training program. There's nothing in place to help them become successful. There could be many other reasons why they also lost their business. But here at Uno Premier, there's one thing that's very important that you should know. Here we make sure that you get the proper leadership, support, and training. Because with us, in Uno Premier, failure is not an option. When you need help, you need guidance, there's always going to be somebody to help you become successful. Because in our business, we are not successful unless you're successful. This is a team system. Okay? You're going to understand that as we move forward. Then we have the online Android Business Presentation app, where you can actually check the website or check all the information on the company. If you have an Android application app, maybe you have a friend in Korea, say, if you have an Android phone or iOS, Yes, I do. Click on Google Play Store, download this free application, and now you can see the company profile, products, compensation, how to get started, testimonials, all from the tip of your fingers. Now, maybe some of you are saying, sandali lang, Johnny, alam mo, medyo komplikado to, parang di para sa akin to, kasi hindi ako masyado marunong mag-computer eh. Yung anak ko, hindi siya dyan. Pero ako, may adapt na ako eh. I'm going to prove it to you that every single one of you in this audience, regardless of culture, race, age, you can do this business. I know a lot of you guys don't like to raise your hands, but I'm going to ask you just one time a very big favor. Every single one of you, just this one time. Can you kindly please raise your right hand for me, everyone? Right hand over those people using a tab in the back, using their cell phones. Please raise your right hand for me. Over here, right hand. Right hand. Show me this finger here. Show me this in this finger. Okay, move it back and forth, wiggle it back and forth. Kung kaya mo gawin tong negosyo kasi pindot lang. Commissions, business partners, reports, right? Everything is at the tip of your finger. So we make it easy for you to do your business. Simple that. Okay? Uno Premier International Business Packages. Now let's take a look at how you can get started. Well, first of all, being in this industry for 23 years is one thing that I don't appreciate, and I'm sure most of you don't appreciate either. I'm sure some of you have been to a presentation similar to this before, but what are you guys accustomed to? Hype, rah. They have so many things, they make it sound so good, they have so many things that they tell you, but they don't tell you about the hidden agendas or the back door of the program that actually penalizes you for making money, right? So on the surface, on paper, it looks good, right? But in reality, it's not. So today, I'm going to be very brutally honest with you. I'm going to get it to you directly. There's not going to be any hype here. I'm going to give you real facts and figures, and I might even say things that may even offend you today. So I just want you to be prepared for that. But let's get started here. Let's take a look at how you can get started. First of all, we have the Uno Premier International Business Packages with a premier level at 30,600 pesos. Now, maybe some of you said, oh, okay, that's not that bad. But let me tell you this, and I'm going to be very honest. If you were wondering if this is a good way to get started, I'm going to be very direct with you. I'm just going to tell you it's just okay, just okay. Just a way to get your foot in the door just to get started, right? So you don't get left behind. Any presenter will say, oh, that's a great way to get started. Start there too, anywhere, right? But I won't do that. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just okay, Then it gets better at 61,200 pesos. Then we have the global business entry at 122,400 pesos. And believe it or not, most businessmen in the A and B market, this is what they look at. And some come here, few here, but most businessmen understand that the bigger the investment, the faster and larger is the returns. Maybe some of you tonight are saying, you know what? Maybe I can afford this, pero medyo mabigat yun. I'm not sure if I want to do that, right? And you're a little bit of afraid, or you're saying, oh, I don't think I can find that money. I'm going to prove it to you that kahit Jollibee worker ka, you can actually find 122,000. Here, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that this bank here has 1 million pesos, 1 million, okay? And I came up to you and I said, sir, man, I'm going to give you this 1 million pesos, and it's really all yours. There's no ifs or buts. I'm going to give this to you, but there is one catch. And that catch is you have 3 days, 72 hours to come back to me and give me 122,000 pesos in exchange for 1 million pesos. Can you find me the 122 for 1 million? Can you? Yes. Yes. Yung iba, di pa rin, Johnny, di pa rin. Right? I can't. You're too hard. You know? Well, I'm going to give you another example. This example may offend you, okay? But I have to give you a reality call, a wake-up call, because this is real life. Di ba? Minsan may nangyari sa atin na masama, di ba? Sa buhay natin, di ba? There's things that we don't expect. What happens if you have a son, a daughter, a niece, a nephew, brother or sister, and the doctors came up to you, said, sir, man, we have a very big problem here. It's very critical. We have to proceed with this medical procedure, and we have to do it within 72 hours. And it's going to cost you 122,000 pesos. And if you do not do this, We do not know what can happen to your child. Ang tanong ngayon, kaya mo hanapin yung 122 to save your child's life? Oh, now you can, right? Now you can. You see, the problem was never the amount. The problem was, how badly did you want it? What was your burning desire? Because hindi naman 1 million, di ba? Kung 1 million, syempre, ibang pag-usapan yun, di ba? Pero sabi ko, 122 to save your child's life. If you can do that and make a way, kahit Jollibee worker ka, to get 122, what is the difference of finding 122 to change your life? Because this business is not about you. This business is about your children and your children's children. Right? What is your legacy that you're going to leave behind? So now that we got the price issue out of the way, we understand that 122 is achievable. It's just up to you. Let's continue. The bigger the package you invest in, the greater return incentive you receive. Let's take a look at Uno Premier Direct Business Bonus. So we only have about 4 or 5 more slides to go. We're done. It's very, very short. Okay? Here we have, this is you, right? And let's say you go out and you invite your first business partner, right? And he comes in at the okay lang level, at the premier level, okay, at 30,600, you get 1,320 pesos cash right away, and a product certificate of 2,250 pesos. Then you go out and you find your second business partner that you want to invite, and he comes in at the elite level, right? At 61,200, you get 2,640 cash and a 4,500 certificate. And this time you say, you know what, I'm going to invite just one more person. And you invite this next guy, and let's say that this next guy you invite is a real businessman, a real go-getter. And he comes in at the global level. And he comes in at 122, that's it. You get 5,280 and a 9,000 product certificate. 9,000. Imagine, man, we can lose a lot of belly fat for 9,000, right? Imagine if you had 9,000 pesos and a product certificate, and you went out there and you did what I did. Remember my story about giving it away for free? Right? And you went out there and you gave 9,000 pesos away to people who are qualified that can spend anywhere from 122,000 at the ass and above. What do you think is going to happen? If you gave that much product away, do you not believe or think you'll at least find 2, 3, maybe even 4 global business signups? Of course you will. Why? Because the product absolutely works like crazy. And they're going to want the product. They're not going to want to pay retail. They want to know how they can get more of it and get it at wholesale. And that's when you invite them to a business preview, right? Uno Premier Dual Business Bonus. What does that mean, dual business bonus? Dual means 2. Okay, and we're going to separate the difference between a high-ticket program and traditional networking. Okay, so first of all, this is you. You have a business line. And in this business line, it separates your left business line from your right business line, right? Now, let's say you go out and you find your first business partner, see A, and we're going to call him Al. And Al comes in at the global level. You make 5,280 and a 9,000 certificate. Remember, ayun sa last slide, right? Right? That's what you get, right? And then you go out and find your second business partner, see B, for Barry. And Barry comes in at the global level. You make another 5,280 and 9,000. And guess what? Since you have one on the left, one on the right, that is dual, a pair, the company says we're going to reward you every time there's someone on the left, someone on the right. It does not matter if it came from you, came from the people below you, the people above you. You have 2 left and right. The company's going to give you 14,400 pesos each time, not 500, 1,000, like network marketing, right? Right? You go to Jollibee, you invite a couple of folks, and you do your presentation. By the time you leave, just ko po naman, lugi ka na. Right? Right? Because you only made 500 pesos, 1,000. How much was the bill? You go to 1,500. Right? Patay ka. Right? Okay? But here, if you add it up, right? 5,280, 9,000, 5,280, 9,000, 14,400, you get 42,960 pesos. You almost make half of your investment back. Take note, did you know that in business, that if you want to net every month, anywhere between 80 to 100,000 pesos a month, did you know in a traditional business, you have to invest at least about 1 million pesos or more just to net 80 to 100,000. And that's if kung successful ang negosyo mo. Napakahirap yun. How much is our investment? 122 lang. And just already, you only got 2. Already, you already made half of your investment back, almost. Don't tell 1 million. How long do you have to work and until you make your whole investment back? Kumikita ka ba? Not yet. Mahirap, right? Okay, now Al and Barry's going to go out and get their 2 partners. But let me explain the difference now between high ticket and low ticket. Okay, let's pretend, sir, your name is? Mike. Mike, Mike, that you and I have been friends for a very long time. I want you to think in real life terms. Okay, and I go to Mike, and Mike is my best friend, and I love this guy like my brother, and he loves me like his real brother, best friend, and he trusts me with everything. And I go to Mike and I say, Mike, oh my God, Mike, I got this great business. I want you to be my partner. We're just getting started. Do not ask me anything. Just believe me. Give me 7,000 pesos. Will you help me? You're my friend. Will you help me? Yes, he will. He will help me because he's my friend. At 7,000, he will join me. Pero ang tanong, will Mike actually do the business? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he'll go to his first friend. Your name is, sir? Buboy. He goes, Buboy, would you like this? It's a, ano yan, network marketing, Mike? Oh, network marketing. Ayaw ko yan. Ayaw mo yung Buboy? Ayaw mo? Talaga ayaw mo? Oh my God, sige, ayaw ko na rin. Right? So Buboy says, I don't want to do it either because, you know, it's hard. I tried to invite my first friend. He said, no. So what does Mike say? Mike says, it's okay. Okay, I don't need to do this business. That's only 7,000 pesos I invested. I can flush that down the toilet. I can throw it away. Anyways, I help my friend Johnny, right? I can make that money in my business or at my work, right? So it's okay. That's only 7,000. At least I made my friend Johnny happy. I helped him out. But now, pero ngayon, tingnan mo, ibang usapan na to. Kahit magkaibigan kami, sa tingin mo, mag-oo siya. Tingnan mo, now I go to him and I say the same thing. Sa oo, right? But now I come in and don't ask me anything. Oh my, 122,000. Give me 122,000, will you? No, no way. Right? Why will Mike say no? Kahit magkaibigan kami, even though we're friends, because he is not willing to throw away 122,000 pesos. If he doesn't understand, he doesn't want anything to do with networking especially. But if Mike understood the business, he understood the return of investment, he trusts me and he knows I'm going to help him. Mike, will you now be my partner? Yes, absolutely. And now what does Mike know? Mike knows one very important fact. That when he gets involved, he needs to do what? Find how many? 2 business partners. Do you think what do you think is going to happen when Mike goes to Buboy and Buboy says, all right, Buboy, 122,000. Mabigat yun. Sige, next time na lang. Ayaw mo? Ayaw ko. Talaga? Sige, next. You see, now he goes next. He will not give up until he gets his 2 business partners because hindi siya willing itapon yung 122. You guys get that point? Yes. Right? It becomes easier, it becomes faster, and there's no resistance. And most people in this business, when they invest 122, they will not throw that money away. They will find their first 2 business partners within the first or second week, maximum 30 days. If they learn how to invite properly. That's what we're here for, to teach you how to invite properly. Right? Now, Al goes out, and he gets his first business partner. Al makes the 5,280 and 9,000, katulad mo, just like you. Right? Barry does the same thing. He makes the 5,280 and 9,000 just like you. Al completes his second business partner. Al now makes the 42,960. Barry now makes the 42,960 just like you. But you now got 2 pairs left and right? 1, 2. How much you get? 14, 4 times 2, you made 28,800 pesos. What did you do? Nothing. All you did is you invited Al and Barry, and you helped Al and Barry to each invite there too. Take note, the key word is invite. Okay? Now, those 2 are, and let's say this is month 2 to be conservative. Okay? I don't want to say daily like networking do it. Next week, mililan ka na. Right? So, kala nila kung siniloko ko nila, no? Right? Okay, then but you'd be surprised. Many people, talaga, sige, sali tayo. Right? It's amazing how people actually buy into that, right? Okay, then those 4 get 2 each, that's 4. That's 57,600. Those 4 get 2 each, that's 815,000 the 4th month now. Then those 8 will get 2 each, that's 16, that's 230,400 pesos. How many did you have to get? 16 or 2? 2, that's right, just 2. Okay? Haven't you noticed something very important here? Hindi ko siya tinali. I didn't add it up. You know why? Because like I said, I don't like hype. I'm sure you're smart enough to do the math yourself, to do the adding yourself. Okay? I'm just only here to show you the outcome. And we know this is not a perfect world. This may be faster or a little bit slower, but it's going to happen, right? But what I will share with you is this happens, this goes to infinity. Left and right, never stops. It's kind of like popcorn. Let me explain this to you, because this is where people really don't understand the power of network marketing. They don't understand how powerful, especially at 122,000, people don't throw their money away. So guess what happens? It's like popcorn. First month, you get 2 people, 44, right? It's a little slow, right? It's first month, then now you got 2 people that are looking for their 2, right? So next one, 44, right? The next month, it gets a little faster because now you got more people. Right? The next one, pretty soon, and then, oh my God, you see how powerful that is? This is why I was doing over $300,000 a month because of this. Because once you get that snowball rolling down the hill, you can't stop it no matter what. And that is just a fact. Because people don't throw away $3,000 or $3,600, $122,000 pesos. They don't throw that money away. Okay, now let's take a look at another very important. Oh, by the way, let me mention one thing. For those who are networkers, for those who are not networkers and do not understand this, you don't need to worry about it. Okay, you'll learn this from the person who invited you. Here it's only single account. Okay, not like traditional networking. They have to buy all these heads, right? So in the sense of trying to get you to buy all these heads, so why? So they can make all this money, right? So you go out and you fool other people, get all these heads, right? You're scattering all your energy and you bring in more people. Now you got to build all these heads. Here, just one account. One account, left, right, left, right. So anytime you bring in people, you're just putting them on the left, on the right. No longer scattering all your people. I got 10 accounts. I got 2 people here. Now you cannot help the people on the left and the right, right? You're spread out too thin. But here is left and right, okay? Now let's continue. Uno Premier direct matching bonus. See, in traditional networking, if I were to join you in your business, maybe it cost me 7,000, 8,000, I join you. Maybe you make a small commission of 500 to 1,000 pesos one time. But what happens, I go out and I start building so much and I bring in so many people. Do you make money? No. On one person, you will not make money in a traditional network marketing system. Very, very small amount. Not one time or maybe a monthly thing of a couple of dollars, right? Well, guess what? Here with Uno Premier, on one person, even though you brought in si Al, let's assume that Al, after 6 months, I haven't said 6 months, take note, because I like to be conservative. 6 months, Al is doing 200,000 pesos a month. You get 10%, that's 20,000 pesos, and you get this 10% royalty for life. For life. So whatever Al's income is every month, just on one person, you get 10% of that as a global member. Okay, now guess what? Let's say you go out and you get your second business partner, right? And then let's say that Barry, he's now doing about, after 6 months to a year, he's doing about 500,000 pesos a month. And you know, this is very realistic. Let me tell you something. Did you know that most people in Ballroom Premier, just within the first 2, 3, 4 months, are already doing upwards of 700 to a million pesos a month? Because the return is so big, right? 44, 42, if you get 2, it gets pretty big, right? But when I say 6 months to do 500,000, that's being a little bit conservative, right? If you're truly working the business. Okay, so let's say Mary's doing 500,000, that's another 50,000, right? Very, very powerful. Now let's say you decide, you say, wait a minute, Johnny, can I just invite one more person? Pwede ba yun? Pwede naman. Diba hanggang dalawa lang, right? Only 2. So let's say I brought this gentleman in, right? Mike and Buboy, right? And then now I bring my next friend, and your name is, sir? Winnie, right? And I bring you Winnie. So where am I going to put Winnie? You know, I only have left and right. So either I give Winnie to either Mike or Buboy. So let's say this time I take Winnie and I put Winnie under Mike. And what is Mike going to say? Oh, Johnny, thank you. Wow, does that mean I'm going to make 14,400 pesos now? That's right, Mike. All you have to do is just go find one person and you match that and make 14,400. Wow, thank you, Johnny. Right? I have nowhere else to place them. Right? Maybe Mike says, I'll wait a while. And then while he's waiting, all these people are coming in. And all those people are coming in, right? And now one side is already done. So we're a team system. right? Now when you bring Charlie, but since Charlie may go under Al or Barry, but we know that Charlie is direct to you, right? Even though dito siya, di ba? Or A or B. Then let's say that Charlie gave about 500,000, another 50,000, right? 6 months to a year. Now you get to see David, and David is just sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? And he says, I got to do something. I can't put all my eggs in one basket. He comes in and he starts working at full time, right? And he starts doing $1 million pesos after about 6 months to a year. That's another 100,000. You know, this is the only business I know that you can do spare time and make a really good living, make a lot of money. In traditional networking, that will never happen. In fact, in traditional network marketing, you either do it full time or you drown. It's not easy to make the big bucks in traditional networking if you're not working at home. Here, this is a spare time business, and here it's not about who you know, it's just all about who they know and the connections, right? In traditional network marketing, you got to go out there and recruit, invite everybody and anybody, right? And if you can, even throw in another position and name it after your dog, iPhone, right? Right? So anyways, here we go. If you add that all up, that's 220,000 pesos, right? Monthly. Bukod doon, besides the 14-4, 14-4, 14-4, 14-4, 14-4, 14-4. Are you starting to see how powerful this is? Right? Because if you can't, I got to go check your pulse if you're still breathing. Right? It's powerful. Let's take a look at the last 2 slides. Okay? Now, every person you bring in, remember you get 10% of that, all your direct business partners. So anyway, let's take a look at the next, which is the Uno Premier Unit Level Bonus. And we know that we have Al, Barry, Charlie, David. We know that Charlie, David, and Dito sila, right, over here, right, in this area here, underneath them, but that tree's running very wide. And guess what? Every single one of them, guess what do they want to do? They all want to lose belly fat, right? And their people want to lose belly fat, and their people want to lose belly fat. And if we have a product that absolutely works, it is going to go like crazy. People are just going to keep coming and coming and coming because everybody wants to lose belly fat. And the company says, we're going to pay you 29% throughout 10 levels of all product purchase points monthly. Now let's take a look at the difference between networking, high ticket, and traditional networking. Once again, let's compare the two. Well, first of all, in traditional network marketing, the companies say, we will not pay you on all these levels. When you get started, we may pay you on the first or second level, but to get paid on the rest, you need to qualify. And you have 30 days to do that. So you got to make quota, team volume, personal volume, organizational volume, personal recruitment volume. There's all these different quotas that you got to make to get to the next level. Let's say that after 30 days, you were able to make it to the next level. But then you say, I need to get to the next rank. If I want to get paid on the additional levels, now your quotas and requirements become double or close to double. It becomes harder, right? And let's say and they give you 30 days to do it. Let's say you're working it, and 30 days are coming. You're so close, and you're working it. You're getting right there, and it's just you're like 6,000, 7,000 pesos away. You're right there, and it's cutoff time. It's 2 o'clock. They're gonna cut off time. You're right there. 2 o'clock comes, boom! I didn't make it. Oh my God! And you worked so hard for it. Grabe kira to. Sige, babalik na lang ako sa Jollibee. Okay? Sayang ang oras ko dito. Right? So who makes all the money? The company does, right? You suffer, right? But you know, the board of directors says, we cannot fool businessmen, especially in the A and B market. Uno Premier was designed in a much different scenario. It was more designed like a true traditional business in a sense that when you own a business, whatever your business earns and profits, it all goes to you, right? Well, same thing with Uno Premier with our Unilevel program. Anything that your business makes, no matter where in that tree, 10 levels deep, the company says, we're going to pay you all 10 levels with no rank qualification. True business, true investment, true returns, right? Let's take a look at the last slide. Uno Premier International Global Profit Sharing Pool. Now, we know that if you put your money in the bank and you think you're going to make any money in the bank, we know that most banks will only pay you out 0.025% on your savings, right? We know that's really not going to help you much, right? But here with Uno Premier, we have a profit sharing pool that we take all the company's share of profits and we take a percentage of that and put it into the share pie, into the share pool, and we divide that between all of you members. Now, we know that Uno Premier's pie is not that big because it's just getting started, right? So we know the share of that pie is not much to share yet. So we have a saying here in Uno Premier, that saying is, be privileged, right? Now, the company says, you know, because some people, when you say be privileged, nag-offend sila, be privileged. Alam mo kung sino kayo, right? So the company says, how do we truly make the members privileged without just saying the words be privileged? So it doesn't sound so arrogant, right? The company says, okay, well, we'll do this. So the board of directors of Big Three says, wait a minute, isn't it that we also own Uno Local, our other company? And in our other company, Uno Local, we have over 800,000 distributors and counting, and making billions of pesos a year. Why not take that big chunk of pie, put it together with a small chunk of pie of Uno Premier that's growing very rapidly? Let's put it all together, and let's give all the Uno Premier members 12% of that pie. Powerful, right? So early global profit share based on the level, rank 12% of the total points of all repurchased products sold to Uno and Uno Premier members worldwide is placed in the company share pool. And what do you have to do? All you have to do is get started, right? Now I'd like to bring someone up here, but to share a few words. And after this, I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to share the last 2 minutes with you to close this out because we're pretty much done. The person that I'm going to invite up here is not so he can brag about the cars or houses that we own or from this industry, and because what how do I say it? Let me put it simply put, just to show you the credibility of how network marketing actually really works. Okay, so you can understand. And one thing you need to understand that this is a relationship business. If you have all this and thinking about your pockets, but you don't have this, it means nothing. And I can tell you that the people involved with Uno Premier is very, I would say, very heart-like. They have a lot of heart. So let's put our hands together for no other than Sherwin Chua, is it? Yes, Sherwin Chua. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, this is awesome. I know this Sherwin Chua. Oh, yeah. Thank you, sir. So,
hello, good evening. So, may I know sino yung first timers? So, before I introduce myself, sabi nga sa sarili ko. Sino yung nagandahan doon sa presentation kanina? Di ba lahat, no? Ang tingin ko lang, sino yung naniniwala na kanina? Okay? So, bago ko ipaliwanag kung ano yung nakita ko dito sa business. Ito yung ano yung nakita ko sa negosyo ko. Saan ko yung background ko. Okay, I was not a networker or sa ganitong business. So, do you remember what Janice Coffee said a while ago? Yung the company knows how to create multi-millionaires, 800 millionaires. Doon talaga ako nakarelate. Why? Because 10 years ago, his name, naka-blue na shirt, and the president on the left side. Okay, so 2005 yan. 10 years ago exactly. Diba? So, I was not a network marketer before. I was a banker. So, hindi ko rin alam. And my first, I've been into this industry for 17 years. Okay? So, my first 8 years, part-time ko lang ginagawa yung business na. And, failure ako sa 8 years na because I don't know how to do this kind of business. Okay, but I believe that this kind of business, ito yung makakaano ng maraming millionaires. Kasi numbers don't lie, di ba? Like kami sa bank, pag pinompute mo, million nilalabas, million talaga. But the question is, nagdadawag ka sa sarili mo, kung yan ba mga nakasulat dyan, mangyayari sa'yo? Or hanggang dyan lang sa presentation. Tama, no? Ayun. Until way back 2004, I met the president of Ballroom. And then, wala pang uno nun eh. So, nangyari, siya yung naging mentor ko sa ganitong business. And that was the first time I earned 100,000 sa ganitong business. So on my 9th year, doon ako natutuhan. So, doon ako nakarelate. Doon sa sinabi nilang, they know how to create millionaires. It's true. Because isa ako doon. Pero, hindi yung uno, sabihin yung president. So, the owners or the BODs of this company, totoo marunong sila mag-create. Kaya, swerte nyo lang. Palakpakan nyo. Ang isang napag-isihan ko lang, I didn't join Uno. 10 years ago. But, hindi ko pinagsiya kasi marami na akong natutunan. Until, nitong December, President William called me and he said na may bumuksang company pangalawa. Ito nga, itong Uno 10 years. So, I joined. Sabi ko, hindi na pwedeng palagpasin ko kasi napalagpas ko na yung isa. Tama, no? So, my first pick is this one, yung 2030. Kasi mga mag-new year na ako ng check, 2040, right? So, yan. And that time, noong October kasi nag-soft launching sila. Maling yung mga top-earners na. So, I watched the video of soft launching and I saw that maragyan ng mga top-earners. Sabi ko, hindi pwedeng wala ako. Diba? Kasi, target ko talaga yan. And dun sa March 15, sa launching na, throw it down. So, naawalan ako ng, my check na is 269,000. So, ang sabi nila, hindi ko una-una na may nauna sa'yo, hindi ka makaka-earn ng malaki. So, meron naman nauna sa akin na hindi naman, may nauna sa akin na nag-join, pero hindi naman nag-top. Tama? And meron naman top-earner nung soft launching, pero mas naunahan ko sila. Tama? So, hindi ko una-una. And, kung tinignan nyo, ayan. So, I was the number 16. Okay. So, before, pag tinignan nyo, banker naman ako yan. Data position. Yeah, so, hindi ako sanay sa ganitong industry. Ano yung difference? Ba't ko na kaya o nagawa? It's because it's a matter of decision. One good example, doctor. Bakit nag-nurse pa, doctor? It's because yung nurse, mas malaki yung income dun sa abroad. Tama? So, ibig sabihin, isang na matter of ano yung ginagawa mo. Ang result, ang bottom line naman yan is yung how much you earn. Tama? And I know somebody na graduate, high school graduate lang, nag-present siya sa PTA, di ba? PTA, mali-mali yung English. Sabi nung isang teacher, principal, excuse me, pwede paki-correct yung mga sinasabi mo kasi mali-mali lang. Sabi niya sa high school graduate. Sabi naman nung high school graduate, ma'am, sa day mo, pinakita niya yung commission. 1 week, 100,000. Second week, 150,000. Third week, 100,000. Ma'am, hindi po ako graduate, pero ito po kinikita ko. Kayo po, kung ano po kinikita ko. Kasi sa tingin ko po ngayon, hindi malaga kung nakatapos ko. Bottom line is kaya ka nag-aral because earnings pa rin. Income pa rin. Tama? So, ang challenge ko lang is kung yung mga hindi naman talaga professionals nagagawa nila mag-earn dito, kaya pa kaya ng mga nakagraduate.
Yes.
Dapat na mas malaking team natin standard. Tama? Alam niyo kung anong kulang? Puso. Tama? We don't have big why. Bakit niyo ginagawa? Maybe ginagawa nito, try lang, baka sakali. Diba? Pag gano'n ang commitment, wala mangyayari. So dito, kung educated tayo, mas professional tayo sa mga kumikita nito, dapat mas malaki sila. Alam niyo po kung ano yung hindi ko pa nagagawa sa networking kasi yung mga 100,000, 200,000 na earn ko niya before. hindi ko magawa sa mga previous companies ko. Kasi ang hirap. Alam niyo bakit? Kasi isang mentality ko lang last 1 minute lang. Okay. May mentality before, sino mag-deserve 100,000? Tama? Yun lang 7,000. Ano din? Ang hirap niya. Pero, ang may mindset before, in order for you to earn 6 figures, you need a lot of sales and a lot of people under you. Tama? Because 1,000 pesos per year. Per doing much, 1,000. So, in order for you to earn 100,000, you need 200 persons. 100 on the left, 100 on the right. Right? And if you're a newbie in this kind of business, hindi mo kaya magparami ng 200. Here, whether you have a background or not, just get 2. You already earn 42,000. So, dali, di ba? And, mind you pag ang kinuha mong tao dito, merong 100,000 for upscale market. Definitely, ang circle of friends niya, what? Meron din, tama? Meron din, pero kapag kinuha mo yung may 7,000 lang, ang i-refer niya, may 7,000 lang. Alam niyo kung ganito lang yun. I-refer mo teacher. Anong i-refer niya? Mga teacher. Tama? I-refer mo OFW. Ang i-refer niya OFW din. I-refer mo upscale market. I-refer niya upscale market. So, there's no difference. The difference is this, the fastest way, how to earn business. Tama? So ako kasi dahil ko, hindi ko magawang mag-earn ng 1 million naman sa goal. Maybe, I believe this is the right company that can earn 1 million. Yes! So, ito yung natin na solve, di ba? Hindi dito question if you have a background or not. What we need here is a good learning attitude and big heart to do this. So with that, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. The next person I want to invite up here, from what I understand, Marie Domingo. Is that her name? Marie Domingo from Dubai. Well, I would like her to just share her story. Please come up here. This is a last-minute thing. So let's just have a few words. She's not going to speak for more than 3 minutes.
Hi, good morning. A little bit nervous. Anyway, first time ko nagsalita sa maraming tao kasi nagsasalita lang ako sa Jollibee, syempre ako na party organizer ko. Anyway, kasi Marie Domingo, asawa ko si Ariel Domingo from Dubai sa shop ko. 1 year na siya sa Dubai and still wala pa rin people. Hope na po yun, so dapat malaki na expectation natin kasi malaki ang sahod. Ngayon po, nakilala niya si Warren, yun yung apply nila sa Dubai to coach. Through Coach Benjun, doon po nag-start yung pangarap ng asawa ko. Totoo lang, kasi ang asawa ko is high school. Ako college po ako. So, pag pinag-usapan business, mas higher po yung capacity ko sa kanyang set. Kasi hindi mo mahanap sa tao yun eh. Nung nandito siya sa Pinas, trabaho, bahay, trabaho, bahay. Hindi po katulad ko. Trabaho, limit, bahay. Ganun po. Baliktad kami ng ng mundo. So, mas po ako sa tao, kaysa sa kanya. So, nung nag-invite sa kanya, si Wyron, sabi ko, 122,000. Sabi ko, malaki yan. Sabi ko, kung ibabayad natin ang utang natin yan, tapos na tayo. Ang sabi niya sa akin, kung ibabayad mo 122,000 sa utang mo, tapos ka na rin. Bakit? Wala kang investment eh. So, yung inutang mo, binayaran mo, utangin mo ulit. Tama. Kaya sabi niya gano'n, mag-isip ka habang nandito pa ako. Kasi maraming OFW na nangangailangan ng tulong, which is true. May hirap po for me kasi we have 4 kids the same time. Ako lang po nandito siya nasa Dubai. So, sabi niya gano'n, tulungan mo ako, sabi niya. Imbis na pagalitan mo ako sa 122,000, ano na lang natin to, i-work out natin together. So sabi ko, nung una wala lang. Sige, go ahead. Sabi ko sa kanya. Nakita ko na ito na yung post nila sa FB. So naingit ako. Kaya sabi ko sa kanya, wow, nakikihalubilo na siya sa mga tao. Tsaka, pumaporma na siya ngayon. Hindi katulad ng t-shirt lang, okay na rin sa kanya, di ba? Pants ngayon, medyo big time na pati mga kasama na sa gawin. So sabi ko, why not to try? So sabi ko, ako din gusto ko rin mag-boom, katulad na sa Dubai. Kaya naniwala ako sa uno, nag-invest din ako dito sa uno. Then ngayon, pagdating niya dito, sigurado ang business namin mag-boom. So salamat sa uno. Salamat po.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Anyways, I'm going to make some quick final announcements. Just so you know, we're in Dubai. We have our guest speaker right for business preview. This is May 14th, Thursday. The venue will be at Atar Business Center, 3rd floor, Sharjah, Dubai, UAE. So if you have any friends or relatives in that area, you can go ahead and invite them. We're going to have this in Dubai, once again, May 14th, Thursday. Then we have Dubai Body and Soul, May 15th, Friday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., the venue. And that would be, you actually refer to Mr. Harvey. Building Uno Foundation, this will be on May 16th. The Building Foundation will be on May 16th, Saturday, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Okay, and then the ticket price, I guess, will be announced there. Okay, so AED 75, I guess I'm not sure what that means, but that's their currency. Okay, and then of course, we have Uno at the Top program, just so you know, we have it every Saturdays at 9:15 p.m. We're the only company in the Philippines as a network marketing company that has actually branding of our company, so it actually builds the credibility of your business, which we host between me and Millie. The show is called At the Top, Channel 4, every Saturday at 9:15 p.m. Sunday, there's a replay at 1:30 p.m., and you don't want to miss that, okay? Then introducing our new products that complete the Uno Premier portfolio. We have a new product launch, and that's going to be it's going to be this Saturday, okay, on May 16th at the second function room at Seda BGC. Are you guys familiar with BGC? Right, the Seda Hotel there. Okay, it's going to be on May 16th, this Saturday at 2 p.m. 30th Street corner, 11th Avenue. So you might want to write that down if you don't know where that's at. Check it on Google Play. Your Google applications, right? Google Maps. Okay. And also it's also on the Facebook account. So look at the Uno Premier Facebook account, so you can see it there. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. And so then we are also going to have a business preview. And after following the event, we will have a business preview there, which will be at 6 p.m. sharp. We're actually going to start sharply at 6 p.m. There's not going to be any delays because we have a time limitation of that venue. So the presentation I'm going to do is going to be very, very short. It's going to be shorter than tonight, but it's going to be very, very powerful. So make sure that if you do come to this event for a new product launch, invite your guests as well afterwards, okay? Afterwards, be there at 6, okay? And now the last thing I would like to share with you guys tonight, and is maybe some of you tonight are especially if you're new, first time here, and you decide that this is something you want to do, and you're probably asking yourselves, do you accept credit cards? Yes, we do. Right now, take advantage. It's at 0% interest. You want to take advantage of that. Secondly, maybe you're one of those people who says, I'm not a credit card person, but I'm a cash person, and I would rather do cash, but I'm not prepared tonight. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor by making a mental decision that over the next 72 hours, even by tomorrow if possible, that you're going to come up with the investment to get involved in this business, and you're going to fill out that application tonight to make a mental decision that tonight is the night that you're going to start changing your life. And I'm going to tell you how to become successful in this business. It's very simple. I've been doing this now for 23 years, and I've been applying a very simple formula that has not failed, and I've been implementing it very strongly in the last 6 to 7 years. Okay, and this formula has brought over 66 people to multi-million-dollar status, over tens of thousands of my students to over a multiple 5- and 6-figure income, and the formula works just like this. This is how it works. For the first part of that formula is get started, don't procrastinate. Get involved today. Do not wait for the next person to invite you. Because remember, the person who invited you here tonight he or she is not going to stop inviting you. What happens if the next person they invite knows someone in Dubai, Pakistan, India, or these other countries that we're opening up, and he just explodes? Guess what? You just shot yourself in the foot. You just wrote off and lost that winning lotto ticket, because that person, if you're that person was placed underneath you, you would have had that whole country underneath you. And guess what? All you had to do is start on the other side and getting the explosions of 14,400, 14,400, 14,400. Right? Imagine that's powerful. Second part of that formula is to plug into the trainings. We have regular trainings here at Una Premier, trainings that I and others conduct that will teach you how to be a great inviter, not to be a great presenter. Later you'll learn how to present. But all you have to do is learn how to be a great inviter. And the third part of that formula is for the next 18 months, take note, 18 months, all you have to do is treat this like a real business. If you have a job, ask yourself, what's more difficult? To go to a job and work 40 hours a week, right? Breaking your back for your boss, maybe a boss you don't even like, right? 40 hours a week, or 2 hours a week. 2 hours a week to come to a business preview, maybe another 30 minutes to start inviting your friends, and 2 hours and 30 minutes a week, just invite and to be at a business preview. If you do this for once a week and treat it like a real business for the next 18 months, once a week, I promise you, you do this for 18 months. It doesn't matter if that person shows up, does not show up, invests, does not invest, but I promise you, for the next 18 months, if you treat this like a business and don't give up, you will be driving your Lamborghini. Good night to you all, and see you at the top. Be privileged.